Do you feel like you're at a point right now where you're feeling pretty confident about where you're at financially?
Yeah, me and my family are in a great spot, and but I still have things to do. I still have things to do. I'm not there yet. I have one more box to check on my career. The ribbon on top of my mixed martial arts career is be the undisputed world champion. That's what I want. That's what from the moment I walked into a gym the first time in my life and I started lacing up these boxing gloves, a thought of money was never on my mind. It was always to be the best. And I'm still climbing that mountain, you know.
You got a guy like Tom Brady that's, how old is he right now, 68? I don't know how old he is. I think he's like 44. Is he 43 or 44? 44? And he's still, you know, going out there kicking some ass, and it doesn't look like this guy's going to stop. Do you have a number? Like, do you say, I think I'm going to go till this age? Or is it, you know, the diplomatic answer, well, we're going to see, we're going to take it one day at a time, we're going to talk to the family and see?
That's kind of the way I've been through my whole career, but I always thought I wouldn't fight past 35, but 35 is almost, you know, I'm 32. Yeah. I was saying that when I was 19, 20 years old. Then you turn 32 and you're like, well, I still feel pretty good. 35 is not that old, you know. But we'll see. I want to be the world champion. That's the goal. And as long as I can compete with these guys, wake up feeling good. Of course, I have aches and pains. I've been fighting a long time. But as long as I can compete with these guys, I don't see why I wouldn't.
Who do you see right now that's coming up, younger guys that's coming up, where you say, that guy's got a future, he can be a killer, but the young guy's coming up, like the 21-year-old version of you? Is there any guys you're seeing where you're...
There are so many guys like that. I trained at American Top Team in Coconut Creek when I'm getting ready for my fights, not far from here. And there's just so many guys. But also, when I was 21 in the gyms, the sport wasn't nearly as big as it is now. So the amenities these gyms have, the coaching staff that these guys have, we didn't have that back then. So I'm just seeing the level of fighting getting so much better, you know. The guys are starting at 16, 15 years old, younger than that, doing jiu-jitsu, boxing, doing mixed martial arts. Back then, there wasn't a mixed martial arts gym. We had to go to a boxing gym, find a jiu-jitsu gym, travel across town, and try to put all the stuff together ourselves. Mixed martial arts is becoming its own martial art now. You have to be able to do everything, and these kids are doing that from an early age. So I'm just seeing the level grow so fast with these young guys, man. They're incredible.
You think UFC is going to pass up boxing eventually, where it's going to be just more exciting to watch UFC and boxing is going to become a thing of the past, or you think boxing is always going to be able to hang?
I mean, boxing's been around forever. I think UFC is gaining a lot of traction with combat sports fans in the past few years. It might be that. It might be at that point right now, you know. But those big fights, the heavyweight championships of the world, you know, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, those kind of fights are always going to be prestigious.
No
We're always going to want to see those fights.
Yeah.
But the overall week-to-week, month-to-month fighting, I think UFC or mixed martial arts in general is doing bigger things than boxing is.
Yeah, I think many people would agree with you. How much of that do you think is Dana, where he had the startup mentality of a barbarian CEO, you know, coming up and building that thing up? How much of it you think it's more, you know, the fighters coming up? Like, what kind of credit do you give for Dana, what he's done?
They did an incredible job of building the company up to what it is now, cashing out on it. You know,
yeah,
with
$3.5 billion, that was a nice payout.
I think they bought it for $2 million. So
yeah, they bought it for
$4 billion, whatever
Crazy.
it was.
Good for them, though.
Yeah.
That's the best part. The guy who, you know, the guy that started it, I don't know if you know this or not, maybe it's your world. His original plan was to create a cage fight with sharks swimming around it. Did you know that story? I mean, can you imagine you go to a fight, there's sharks swimming around? It's kind of a little weird, but you got a Dana comes in with two of his investors, they buy it out, and the rest is history.
Yeah, I think a little bit of it for sure is Dana, his marketing ability, his thoughts that he made this to what it is, but the fight sells itself because it's so exciting. That, like I was talking about variables, there's so many ways to win and lose in mixed martial arts that it's hard to get a boring fight.
Did you follow basketball growing up? Are you a guy that followed baseball, basketball, football, or
football?
Not really? Football, you did? Okay, so who was the commissioner when you were following football before Roger Goodell? Did you follow a lot of the commissioner stuff or not?
No, I didn't follow the commissioners.
So a Dana White, what's his relationship with the fighters? You know, and here's what I mean by that. Is he the boss? Like, hey, this guy's the boss, we got to make sure we're going based on what he's saying. Does he build relationship? Is he his friendship guy? Does he tell you the truth behind closed doors? You didn't show up today. I don't know what that was all about. If you fight like this, you ain't going to get the big fight. What's his relationship with fighters?
He's honest like that.
Okay.
If you go out there, leave it all out there, don't play it safe, he'll bring you back. He's a pretty, you know, cut dry, honest guy when it comes to that type of stuff. I haven't spent a whole lot of time in, with him. I've gone to Vegas a few times and cut some deals where we had to sit down with the lawyers and stuff like that. Other times it's just been at events, behind the scenes, quick chats. But he's honest in person.
Dana is. Yeah, you almost see like the way he deals with the fighters. He seems forgiving, but he also seems like he's got a pretty high standards on the way he sets it up.
As long as you go out there and fight as hard as you can, you're in a good spot with Dana.
You're in a good spot with Dana because he gets the eyeballs. So, crazy question for you. Just crazy question. This is just for my own interest. It probably has nothing to do with the guys here. If let's just say comes to a time where Dana wants to retire or walk away, who does Dana's job?
So if you like this little short clip from an interview I did, click over here to watch the entire interview. And please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.